Hi, everyone. My name is Charles. Welcome to English Podcast and Tech. This is episode 2 of our series, The People Who Built the Digital World. In the last episode, we met Ada Lovelace, the world's first computer programmer. We learned that Ada wrote the first algorithm in history, a set of instructions designed to be executed by a machine. But there is an important question. If Ada wrote a program, what was the machine? Today, we meet the man who built it. His name is Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage was a mathematician, philosopher, and inventor. He spent his entire life trying to build a machine that could think, or at least calculate. He never finished his machine, but his ideas changed the world forever. Let's begin. Before we start, let's learn the key words for today. The first word is mechanical. Mechanical means related to machines or operated by a machine. In Babbage's time, there were no electronic computers. Everything was mechanical, gears, wheels, and levers made of metal. Repeat after me. Mechanical. The second word is precision. Precision means extreme accuracy, doing something exactly right, without errors. Babbage was obsessed with precision. He hated mistakes. He believed machines could calculate with perfect precision, unlike humans. Repeat after me. Precision. The third word is fund. To fund means to provide money for a project. The British government funded Babbage's first machine. They gave him a large amount of money to build it. But the project took too long and cost too much. Repeat after me. Fund. The fourth word is incomplete. Incomplete means not finished, missing parts or steps. Babbage's machines were never completed during his lifetime. They remained incomplete. But his designs were so detailed that engineers built them 100 years later, and they worked perfectly. Repeat after me. Incomplete. The fifth word is obsession. An obsession is an idea or activity that occupies your mind completely. You cannot stop thinking about it. Building the perfect calculating machine was Babbage's obsession. He dedicated 40 years of his life to it. Repeat after me. Obsession. The sixth word is punch card. A punch card is a piece of cardboard with holes in specific positions. Each pattern of holes represents data or instructions. Babbage borrowed the idea of punch cards from the textile industry. Weavers used punch cards to control patterns in fabric. Babbage used the same idea to give instructions to his machine. Repeat after me. Punch card. The seventh word is prototype. A prototype is the first version of something, a model built to test an idea. Babbage built several prototypes of his machines. None of them were complete, but each prototype taught him something new. Repeat after me. Prototype. The eighth word is blueprint. A blueprint is a detailed plan or design, a document that shows exactly how something should be built. Babbage left thousands of pages of blueprints. Those blueprints were so precise that engineers used them to build his machine in 1991, 150 years after he designed it. Repeat after me. Blueprint. 8 words. Mechanical, precision, fund, incomplete, obsession, punch card, prototype, blueprint. Now let's hear his story. The year is 1791. In London, England, a boy is born. His name is Charles Babbage. From the very beginning, Charles is different. He is curious about everything. He takes apart every toy he receives, just to understand how it works. When he is a child, his mother takes him to visit an exhibition of mechanical toys. There is a silver dancing woman, a small mechanical figure that moves its arms and turns its head. Charles stands in front of the figure for a very long time. He is fascinated. He asks his mother, "How does it move? What is inside? Who made it?" His mother does not know the answers, but Charles does not forget the question. He grows up to study mathematics at Cambridge University, one of the best universities in the world. At Cambridge, Charles discovers something that bothers him deeply: mathematical tables. In those days, before calculators and computers, scientists and engineers used large books of numbers, called mathematical tables. These tables contained pre-calculated results, logarithms, trigonometric values, astronomical data. Ships used these tables to navigate the ocean. Armies used them to aim their cannons. Banks used them to calculate interest. The problem was that the tables were full of errors. Human calculators, people who did the math by hand, made mistakes. And those mistakes cost lives. One evening, Charles is sitting in his study, looking at a table of numbers. He finds an error, then another, then another. He puts down the book and says, "I wish to God these calculations had been executed by steam." By steam, he means by a machine, a mechanical machine that cannot make mistakes. That moment, that single frustrated thought, becomes the obsession of his entire life. In 1822, Babbage presents his first idea to the Royal Astronomical Society in London. He calls it the difference engine. It is a mechanical machine designed to calculate mathematical tables automatically, with perfect precision. The audience is impressed. The British government decides to fund the project. They give Babbage £17,000, an enormous amount of money at that time. Babbage begins construction. He hires engineers and craftsmen. He designs thousands of mechanical parts. Each one must be made with extraordinary precision. But the project runs into serious problems. The technology of the time is not advanced enough. The metal parts cannot be made with the precision that Babbage requires. The machine keeps breaking. Years pass. The machine is still incomplete. The government grows impatient. They have already spent much more money than planned. Babbage and the government begin to argue. The relationship breaks down. In 1842, after 20 years of work, the British government cancels the project. They stop funding the difference engine. Babbage is devastated, but he does not stop. Because while he was building the difference engine, he had an even bigger idea. He calls it the analytical engine. The analytical engine is not just a calculator. It is something completely different and completely revolutionary. It has 5 key components that will sound very familiar to you. First, an input system. Babbage uses punch cards to feed instructions and data into the machine. This idea comes from the textile industry, where punch cards controlled the patterns of woven fabric. Second, a processor. Babbage calls it the mill. It is the part that performs the calculations. Third, memory. Babbage calls it the store. It holds numbers while the machine is working. Fourth, a control unit. It reads the punch cards and tells the machine what to do next. Fifth, an output system. The machine prints the results on paper. Input, processor, memory, control, output. This is the architecture of every computer that exists today. Every laptop, every smartphone, every server. Charles Babbage designed it in the 1830s. It is in 1833 that Ada Lovelace visits his workshop and sees the analytical engine for the first time. Babbage shows the machine to many people. Most do not understand it. But Ada understands it immediately, and she sees something even Babbage has not fully imagined. Their collaboration begins. Ada becomes his most important intellectual partner. Babbage spends the rest of his life working on the analytical engine. He produces thousands of pages of blueprints. He redesigns the machine many times, always trying to make it more powerful, more precise. But the machine is never built. It remains incomplete. Babbage dies in 1871 at the age of 79. His workshop contains thousands of parts, gears, wheels, metal components, all waiting to be assembled. He dies frustrated. He believes he has failed. But he has not failed. He has left something extraordinary behind. In 1991, engineers at the Science Museum in London make a decision. They will build the difference engine, using only the materials and techniques available in Babbage's time. They follow his original blueprints exactly. After 3 years of work, they finish the machine. It has 4,000 individual parts. It weighs 3 tons. They turn it on, and it works perfectly. After 150 years, Charles Babbage's machine finally runs and produces correct results with perfect precision. The engineers realize something important. Babbage was not wrong. The technology of his time was simply not ready for his ideas. He was, like Ada Lovelace, 100 years ahead of his time. Today, Charles Babbage is recognized as the father of the computer. Not because he built one successfully, but because he imagined what a computer should be and drew the blueprint that the entire world eventually followed. Let's review the 8 key words from today's episode. Mechanical, related to machines. The difference engine and the analytical engine were mechanical computers built entirely from metal parts. Precision, extreme accuracy without errors. Babbage was obsessed with precision. He believed machines could calculate without the mistakes that humans make. Fund, to provide money for a project. The British government funded Babbage's difference engine for 20 years, then canceled the project. Incomplete, not finished. Both of Babbage's machines remained incomplete during his lifetime, but their designs were perfect. Obsession, an idea that occupies your mind completely. Building the perfect calculating machine was Babbage's obsession for 40 years. Punch card, a card with holes that represent data or instructions. Babbage borrowed the punch card idea from the textile industry to give instructions to his machine. Prototype, the first version of something, built to test an idea. Babbage built several prototypes, each one teaching him something new. Blueprint, a detailed plan showing how something should be built. Babbage's blueprints were so precise that engineers built his machine from them 150 years later. That is the story of Charles Babbage, the father of the computer. A man with a dream too big for his time. A machine too complex for his century. A blueprint that the world took 150 years to build. Today's phrase to remember is, he never gave up. To give up means to stop trying. Babbage worked on his machines for 40 years, through failure, criticism, and frustration. He never gave up. Repeat after me. He never gave up. One more time. He never gave up. In the next episode, we meet George Boole, a self-taught mathematician who created the language that every computer in the world speaks today. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Here is your question for today. Write your answer in English in the comments. Do you think Babbage was a failure or a success? Why? There is no wrong answer. Just practice your English and share your opinion. See you in episode 3. This is Charles, and this is English Podcast and Tech.